Welcome back to Drum Electric. You are in for a treat today, my friends. So this is another video that was requested in the comment section down below. So as always, if you have any questions, anything you want to see, then I'd love to help wherever I can. Chuck them in the comment section down below. Today we are looking at creating an electronic kit on a drum pad, in my case the Roland SPD-SX, and switching to it from an acoustic kit live. So you switch from electric to acoustic to electric to acoustic, and it's great fun. This is something that I've used quite a lot with function bands and various gigs and stuff, and it really brings in that extra element, especially if you're looking to replicate the original drum sound. It really gets that dynamic range from a verse to a chorus to a verse to a bridge. It gives something new to the listener, and it really just amps up your playing just that little bit more. I'll be going through this process from start to finish as if I'm preparing for a gig. So like I said, I've used this before on functions, on gigs like that, so I have footage of me using it, but I'll show you exactly how I create the sounds, my thought process behind it, and then actual footage of me using it. So first things first, let me show you the actual application of it, so how I actually use it within songs. In this band, I had the chance to use this very thing. So I set up my SPD with various amounts of electric kits, and I played the acoustic and I swapped it in between them. My setup was the SPD on my left next to my hi-hats like it is behind me, and then I have the KT10 foot pedal down next to my bass drum pedal. And then occasionally other triggers around that, so like the BT1 for example. Occasionally I use the RT30, but that's a lot less so. That one really depends on how lazy I'm feeling on that particular day, and in most cases it's very. But here's some footage of that exact thing. So I'm using the SPD and the KT10 down by my foot. As you can see, it really brings in that little extra element. It really makes it not only fun for us to play, but a really nice switch from acoustic to electric, especially in this sort of pop setting where you're playing pop covers and you really want to get that original sound. So how did I get to this point? First things first is reference the original. So in my case, this song is Bleeding Love. I think it's the Moto Blanco. That remix is an amazing remix and I love it, and it's a really nice twist on the original Bleeding Love, but that's what I'm working with. So the whole song is just it's the dance house drums, which is obviously completely different from an acoustic player. It was played as a sample rather than acoustic kit. That means the whole song I'm 4 to the floor, basically. The 4 to the floor disco groove is my whole thing. Okay, so that's the basis of my groove. Now I want it to sound like that, and how can I swap between the SPD and the acoustic kit live whilst I'm playing? Sadly, due to copyright reasons, I can't play this song in this video, but by all means, pause this video, go to Spotify, YouTube, whatever your favourite music player is, type in Bleeding Love, Moto Blanco remix. It's right there, check it out. It's a good remix, and it's a nice little way into testing this out. So the samples I use, in this case, I don't have the original stems. So I've got to get as close as I can to the original song. Now, I have a bank of samples that I always draw from that I know are good and that I know sound good. In this case, it's the Alesis sample and loop library, the original built-in Roland SPD-SX samples, and then various ones from websites like Epidemic Sound, YouTube even, places where I can just click download on a particular sample and cut it up quite easily. In this case, I'm actually using the original samples on the SPD-SX, and I still have this gig set up on my SPD-SX. So this is what they sound like. As you can see, I have the basic kick, snare, hi-hat setup. I've got the open hats in there, and I've got two variations of the snare drum depending on the application. But it's a really simple kit. It's just kick, snare, hats. With the KT10, it's as if I'm playing the kit, and I can really easily swap between acoustic and electronic setup, which is the main point of this. You want the transition between them to be as comfy as possible, because if you're tripping up on the gig, the band's not going to like it, and neither is anyone else. So that's the samples. It's really simple. Just try and find and replicate the samples that you use and put it in a comfortable place on the SPD. In my case, the KT10 is all my bass drum samples, so I can literally just swap my foot, and then up on the SPD is the snare drum and the hi-hats. So now is the fun bit. Now is actually practicing going between the acoustic kit and the electric kit, because at first it's slightly harder than you think it is, but when you get it, it's super fun. So, I'm in the practice room for this, as you can see, but this is where all of the gold is made. We have the SPD-SX ready to go, although I need to turn it on, apparently. But it's ready to go with the samples set up. Now, I've already played you these samples, and they sound really cool. So now it's a case of swapping between the acoustic kit and the electric kit in an exercise format. So this isn't particularly going to sound glamorous. It may not even be the most fun thing in the world, but that's what practice is all about. It's making sure you can do it before you're put in the hot seat and you have to do it to the best of your ability. So a dance tempo, the average tempo for dance music is around 128 BPM. So I'm going to stick on the metronome there, and that's what we're going to work with. All we're going to do is going to get used to playing that electric kit along with the click. So just a nice and simple 4 to the floor beat along with the click on our SPD-SX. Up next, we want to try and swap between the kit and the SPD. So we're hopping straight in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to set ourselves up quite comfortably with a nice 4 bars of groove on the acoustic kit and then a nice 4 bars on the SPD. Just getting used to that swap, especially if you're going between your bass drum pedal and something like the KT10, for example. Once that's comfy, once you're getting used to swapping and there's no delay between the transition, you're going straight in, then we can mess around a bit. So you can start adding claps on top of your snare drum before going in. You can play 1 bar of groove on the SPD and 4 bars, for example, on the acoustic kit. Anything like that. Just start having fun, start replicating what it would sound like. Once that's comfy, then it's the fun bit. Now we can actually start playing along to the original song and seeing how we can implement this properly into our song, so when we come to a live band, it's going to be super easy. Just be warned though, on this footage, as you can see, I'm wearing in-ears, so is the rest of the band. This band, I had the whole in-ear rig. We could all hear the SPD and my kit through mics, stuff like that. So if you're doing this, make sure both the sound engineer know and the rest of the band can hear the SPD. If no one else can hear it but you, then everyone else is just going to hear the drums completely stop, and then some random pitter patterings of your SPD. So make sure either you've got a full in-ear rig or the SPD is cranked through the foldback for the whole band. And that is it. It's a really simple concept, but it's really, really fun. That's how we play an electronic kit with an acoustic kit. If you get the chance to try this out in the practice room or at a gig, then please make sure to tag me on Instagram at DrumElectric, because I would absolutely love to see you guys implementing this into your playing. If you're looking to buy any of the gear I'm using, including the microphone I'm speaking into now, the camera I'm talking to, or even the SPD-SX, then please consider the links in the description. You absolutely don't have to use them, but just consider them. They're right there if you need them. Plus, it's just a nice long list of everything I use. So if you want to recreate videos like this, check out the list in the description. As always, if you have any comments, questions, requests, please chuck them in the comment section down below. I'd love to help out wherever I can. Hit that like button and subscribe for all of our shiny new videos, and I will see you in the next one.